Severance thing.
Yeah, so the real reason why I called you guys upon this Severance starts now,
Yeah, whatever always is. Yeah, man,
because of Severance, I did my season 2 review.
it's
So
great.
I appreciate that. I kind of gave my thoughts on it. So I kind of wanted to get your opinion on it. One, Eric, you introduced me to the show. I introduced Nick to the show.
Mm.
So how did you hear about the show? And also, you had to deal with that long ass hiatus.
That was crazy.
I don't fully remember. I just know that when the show was airing, like when it was originally airing before it was over, somebody ended up bringing it up on like maybe Twitter or something, and I was like, I guess that sounds interesting. Let me see what that's like. I watched the first episode out of my mind. Let's just say I was out of my mind.
Okay. Inebriated.
And I was wild. I was floored. I immediately like I continued watching, but the next day I went back and watched the episodes again, like just normal.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dang, I hate that I caught this while it's coming out. I guess I'll just have to wait for it to come out. And wait for it to come out. I'm like, wow, that was great. I tried to get you on it. I tried to get everybody I know on it. Nobody watched it. Nobody watched it at all. And then
Yeah, not that time.
yeah. And then as I'm like riding this high, I'm just like, dude, this show is awesome. What is going on? Why is no one really talking about this? Silence. This show is gone.
Yeah.
It's like the occasional, they're filming some stuff. And the season 2 is happening. And it's like, when is this? It's been so long.
years,
It's
Especially after that cliffhanger, dude.
yeah, it's like, there's no way. Like, okay, let me put it this way. Caesar could see I was visibly jealous as we were watching, as we went as we went from the season finale of the last episode to the next one. I was immediately like, wait a second. I had to wait years.
You're like, you bitch.
I
had to wait a cool 30 seconds.
Yeah,
before each
most.
episode. I had to wait a hot 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Before like
I mean,
clicking
I
on.
had it even better than that. I fucking
Dude, you watched it
Yeah,
all.
you were able to like catch up.
I think it was only like 2 episodes before I didn't catch up, and I was like, okay.
You started it and finished it within a month, basically.
3 episodes. It was 3.
4 no? It was like the one before the Cobell, then the last 2.
Because I think it was the last episode that I watched was like Chikai Bardo, I think. Unless that one came out that week, but I'm not sure.
I think you watched that with me, bro. I think you watched it when that came out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, the more I think about it. But man.
That's a crazy episode to watch.
Man, that fucking show is
good. Oh, man.
That show is good.
Something I'm not liking, and I knew the sentiment was going to be there. People hating on the Cobell episode. What is going on? First of all, the episode was shot great. I loved seeing...
Directing-wise, it was really good.
I loved seeing this shitty port town and all these fucking ether crackheads fucking...
Yeah.
Huffing shit. Huffing, bro?
This is crazy.
And I get it. It was a little bit jarring because we just got off of a fun... We got a phenomenal episode.
We literally just saw like probably the best episode of the best series.
Show,
not even the show, the series.
Yeah, it's like that. That's going to be a part of history. That's a part of history.
Yeah. That's a very
the season finale. That
might win an Oscar, low key, or not an Oscar, an Emmy.
Yeah, this show's gonna get something. What the directing, the cinematography? What are we talking about?
That's the other thing. Like, this is the show that I'm hearing the most about. I'm not hearing shit about any other shows, but Severance is like really the one that's been just popping off.
Yeah,
like this year.
Yeah,
it deserves it.
Yeah,
honestly, it deserves it.
Like, I just can't think of anything else this year that's happened, and I'm just like, man. But that fucking season 2 finale had me feeling a type of way. Initially.
I know. Yeah. Well, to set it up, let me set the scene real quick.
Here we go.
Let me set the table.
Set the scene, man.
I almost felt like I was in a fucking Severance episode, bro. Because we're gonna do a watch party, Eric and Elizabeth. Shout out to Elizabeth,
my wife.
We're like, yo, let's all watch it together. But it was so hard because like he works late, she works late.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, I don't know how we're gonna like navigate this. So I'm fucking hauling ass over there to get Elizabeth. I think I don't want to give her location, but we're like a little farther away. I'm calling Eric constantly. I'm like, yo, where you at? And he's just like, I'm on the way. He's like, I'm gonna head straight to your place. I'm like, all right, bet. So we're fucking playing like rat race to get over there. We get here, and then the episode is the episode, and it's just like, what the fuck? And then we totally, I said in the review, we totally like negated the plan of like, all right, as soon as it's over, Nick's like, I'm gonna go to sleep, but then I was
Yeah.
like, I'll drop them off. But like, we ended up being up for like another hour.
We had to talk about
Had
it.
to talk about it.
Emotions were high, man.
Yeah, we all felt some kind of, I woke up feeling some kind of way. We immediately were texting each other that morning, arguing over what happened.
I was at work and be like, oh shit, I was like missing all the texts, trying to like catch up on them.
Emotions were very high the first couple of days, but now that I've had like what, a week or two.
Yeah,
to,
like a week and a half
down,
to think about it. Yeah,
like I feel like I've gotten my thoughts.
I want to hear what you think.
You weren't alone though.
No, a lot of people felt that.
You weren't alone.
But now
Which
that I
is
have like
weird.
now that I have the sense of clarity, I'm like, y'all are wrong. I was wrong. Like I was wrong initially.
But go back to it. How you felt?
So basically, I was like looking at it from the perspective of the Audi mark, and I wasn't looking at it like in its entirety of what it is, because I feel like to say that they're that the innies are not people is like, because that's what I was saying, that the innies are not people, and that the Audis are that, like, what's it called, they are people. Either way you go, I feel like it's very surface level to what the story is telling you.
Exactly.
The whole time.
The whole time. Yeah. And that's what me and Eric were arguing for like days about. It was just like, dude, come on, man.
I'm like, how we watching the same show?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, bro, we're introduced to the innies. Like,
we were arguing about like surface level shit. That was just like, okay, well, this isn't really like important.
Yeah.
But what I came down to, the conclusion that I came down to after like a week and a half of thinking about it, was that like they are to an extent their own person. It's true. The biggest thing is though that they are an extension of the Audi. That's how I see it. That's how I interpret it.
I would almost go the opposite direction, where I would say they are almost a concentration of the Audi, of like the parts of the Audi that were not shaped by their environment, where it's like, look at how Mark was before Gemma died, and then look at his Audi, and it's like those two guys, I can tell that those two guys are similar. I can tell that they came from the same dude. Then you look at Mark after his trauma, and it's just like, you know who is still kind of that guy is Innie. And it's just like, and it's like that for most characters, even to a point where we look at Dylan, and it's just like, what Dylan has always wanted to be is what his Innie is.
Yeah.
Where Dylan wanted to be a fucking confident, like almost badass who strives for anything he does. Mm-hmm. And then
he goes like full force into anything.
Yeah. No, whether it's big or small, and that's exactly what Dylan did. Also, did you guys catch when they called Dylan their best refiner?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't even notice that. I thought it was Mark.
Nah, he's probably
the second probably.
Bro, Dylan's fucking awesome, man. I love Dylan's character.
Gretchen!
Oh my god, that was really good. Hold on.
Yeah,
but that shit was terrible.
That was crazy.
But his Innie, I'm sure the reason why I'm sure he is that.
Yeah.
I don't think that
he has that. You think?
Yeah, I like his Innie being that versus him also wanting that. It's just like that's in him.
Yeah.
But it's just like, he's not that due to a likely environment. Something happened. Something where it's like, oh, I'm this. But I also think that's what one of Lumen's things is, where it's like, let's get rid of your shitty experiences.
Yeah.
Let's have only this guy experience the bad parts. Which is, again, when you just saying that kind of sucks. Let's just have this guy experience that. Let's just have that guy. Let's have every one of his waking moments be a corporate office job.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
People were going crazy because they have a corporate office job and they don't live there. So it's just like, come on now.
Also, it's interesting because like whenever you take into account, also, by the way, this is a side note, but whenever you said that shit about Dylan in your video, where it's like, he is happy that like his Audi's happy that like, oh, I have that in me. Like it's possible. Mm-hmm. Like that shit, whenever you said that, immediately at work, I was like, yes. I was like, that's exactly how I felt towards like his whole speech. Now, on a side, or not on a side note, but really my main point is that Helly, the fact that she's like so dissatisfied in the beginning with her life in Lumen, and she's like trying to get out of it constantly. It's like it is literally an exact mirror to what Helena is feeling, because she wants fulfillment in other ways.
Yeah, and
when she sees Helly is like having fulfillment, finding relationships through not just Irv and Dylan and
Mark,
especially Mark, like whenever she sees that, she tries to take that from her, like in the second season, and it's like, man,
the worst part of that, and the worst part of like after seeing the entire show and like looking back, having the hindsight of knowing, of like her father being like, she was so much like Kier, and I see so much Kier in you, Helly, which just means She was that. And
Yeah.
you
took that
you
away
took
from
that
her.
out of her. You beat her into submission, and now you hate who she is, and she hates you, and she
Yeah.
hates this, and it's like, you guys suck.
Yeah, you put her through this environment, and now she's a product of what you made her.
Damn, real quick, y'all. Do y'all think? Because I imagine her going undercover. What do you think that was? You think that was Helena's suggestion, or
Yeah,
you think
I
that was
think
the
that was
board?
Helena's intention, bro.
I could see it both ways. I could see a story where Helena is like,
Helena approaches them and is like, "Hey,"
Because I think her doing that is the reason why Homeboy at the end is like, I used to see Kieran, but now I don't, or some shit like that. The motherfucker is, I think him knowing that information and realizing that she almost fucking died again because Helly tried to kill her. Spoiler.
This is all spoiler.
even though he
spoiler.
does like Helly more, remember that he likes Helly more, even though he tried to kill Helena.
That is true, but I was telling Nick, he said that before, like all that fuckery happened at the end.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he feels about Helly right now. I'll be honest with you.
But that's still the spirit of Kier.
That is.
might
But he
still-
low key she fucked everything up,
Oh,
Bro.
fuck.
It's like, man.
The first emotion we see this guy that's not fucking him like shitting his pants.
Bro, that shit was funny.
Mitch
as fuck.
McConnell style.
Because we were like, motherfucker forgetting his thought. But it was like, whenever he came on screen, Caesar started doing like a Joe Biden impression. my Helly. He was like, my Helly. Man,
he did kind of look like Joe. He looks like that meme that I told you about. He looks like that meme of Joe Biden when he said that if you don't vote for me, you're not black.
Yeah. I just
But that
recently
meme of him like taking the girl's color and shit.
I recently
he
posted
looks like that.
I recently posted that under a Lilo and Stitch thing.
Bro.
He looks like that meme of evil Joe Biden like taking the lady's color. And she's just
terrible.
white, like laying down at the end.
It's fucking, dude.
Foaming
But
at the mouth.
honestly, like, I will say, the Chikai Bardo is probably the best, like, episode of the entire series.
I agree
But
with you.
the
It's
best
very good.
scene in the entire series, in my opinion, that hit me the hardest was when Mark reunites with Gemma and they're just like, they're like so happy to see each other. Like, bro, that shit hit me emotionally. I was like, man, this is crazy.
We had been waiting on it since
Exactly.
since like halfway through season one. After you realize
Fine jazz.
Yep.
after you realize, oh, Miss Casey is that guy's wife.
Oh,
Wait a
man.
second.
The way they revealed that too, my wife was extraordinary.
You know what's funny, bro?
It's peak.
I don't know if it's because I was like trying to catch up, but I didn't even put two and two together. I was like, oh, okay, that was his wife. I didn't notice. I honestly didn't even realize that was Miss Casey until like she's alive type shit.
She's alive.
That's
I
funny.
think I was just like trying to get through.
You were
them,
probably
but-
just
Dude, as soon as I saw the photo of her, I was like, what the fuck? I was like,
it's
"She's
the
Miss
same
Casey?"
lady.
Nah, bro. I was just like, I don't know what it was. I was literally just like, oh, that's his wife. Okay.
No, I do that sometimes. I can be very face blind.
Oh man, that's
so like that
Also,
can't
she
happen.
looked a little different than the way she like normally would look.
It's also
Miss
the
Casey with
it's
the
also
bob and shit.
the way they do the camera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like she looks so happy, and like in the Lumen Industries thing, she looks so sad all the time.
Dude.
But I will say, I think the reason why part of me was like, fuck, I was like, because the Audi was about to leave the room, and then she's just standing there, and Mark's like, you can come with me.
yeah.
And he's seeing his wife, and he's like, come with me, yada yada.
Probably would have dragged her ass. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie with you.
but she was holding that crib thing. What if she swung on your ass? That's the thing.
No, I think he like.
I think
he
by that
dropped
point
it.
she like dropped.
She
it.
did drop it.
Yeah.
But she's like hesitant because this isn't her actual self. And then as soon as she crosses that path and she turns back, just seeing the emotions, man. Adam Scott is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yes.
Adam Scott is like, I did not know he had that in him, bro. If you're watching this, shout out, because goddamn, you surprised me. I mean,
Dude.
I love Parks and Rec.
I mean,
but
like,
it's like, holy shit, this is next level type
It's
stuff.
man, it was
Ben
fucking
Stiller.
peak, bro.
Ben Stiller too, bro. What the fuck? You know what's funny? I've never actually been a huge Ben Stiller guy, except for like Tropic Thunder and shit.
Tropic Thunder, Zoolander.
Zoolander. I'm trying to meet the fuckers,
Yeah.
but like, bro, you had this in you, especially like the creator as well. But like, still, like, damn,
it's the
that's kind
same-
of crazy. You
it's-
directing these
yeah.
hoes?
It's
Like, you
kinda
directed the finale. That's nuts, bro.
I feel like a lot of comedy people can probably write really good stuff. I mean, I feel kind of the same way about like Gambino or
Yeah,
what's the
that
other?
is true.
I had another guy, but
Adam Sandler when he's playing like a
serious
serious
yeah,
character.
I mean,
yeah.
usually comedic
Depressing.
people have like they have to have the yin and yang, bro. They have to have both.
the guy,
Excuse me.
the guy from the Key and Peele guy, like
Oh,
Jordan Peele.
yeah,
Jordan Peele.
yeah, yeah.
Also, homeboy from that movie you're always trying to get me to watch, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Carrey.
And you watched that, dude.
Yeah.
Man.
But I'm not even talking about just being able to portray like a more emotional side. I mean, being able to write it, being able to produce something, being able to just get that out there. Because you would expect Ben Stiller's thing to probably have been closer to Meet the Fockers or Zoolander.
But the way he sets everything up, everything is intentional, and that's what I love the most about it.
It somewhat gave me vibes of what's that director? No, Wes Anderson. It almost gives me the way
I think he's from Houston.
Who?
Wes Anderson.
I did not know that if that's true.
I think he's either. I know he's definitely like a Texas boy. I'm pretty sure.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure he's from Houston, bro. Because I know he shot Rushmore here. I'm thinking of a different guy.
Let's see.
Houston, Texas, baby.
Damn, I did not know that.
Hell what other stuff has he made?
He made what was it, bro? The Fox.
Oh,
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh yeah. That's where I know his name from.
I just like the way his stuff is shot. I like the very flat.
Yeah, like the Grand Budapest Hotel. All these are good, really, honestly. I like the Royal Tenenbaums. That's one of my favorites.
It's like Wes Anderson's work is like you can look at it and almost immediately know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything's like what do you say, symmetrical? Everything's like very like
everything's usually flat, if not flat, symmetrical, or like a shot. If a shot is broken up, it's specifically broken up for a reason. Like we've seen a bunch of guys call this out in Severance, but it's just like the fact that a lot of Severance has half of the screen covered or black, or a lot of shots will linger on like half of the screen being covered before getting off of it, and it's like we understand what's happening, the severed, but it's just like it's intentional.
Yeah,
I want to see that. Even
this shit with Milchick in the elevator where it crosses the line.
Yeah, exactly, like stuff like that where I like the visual storytelling, and I think that's something that we should be leaning into more. Yeah. It's like when we were. Remember the conversation we were having about the transitions from Kingsman?
Oh yeah, Kingsman. I was thinking like in terms of TV, Breaking Bad. I haven't seen no shit like that since Breaking Bad, where it turns like the way they're directing is very intentional. There's no like they're not doing this just like it's a cool shot. There's very very like there's purpose to it.
One thing that stood out to me with the Kingsman movies was how much fun and almost over the top these transitions were. Where we come down to a whiskey bottle, and then like the silhouette of the whiskey bottle transitions to the silhouette of a whiskey factory.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
it's fucking nuts.
That was cool. Or like, there's a shot I've seen a bunch on like Twitter or whatever, where some guy ends up spilling cocaine on like a table, and then like I think there's a little bit of blood splattered on the cocaine. But then the camera keeps tracking the cocaine, and the blood turns into the ground, and the cocaine is the snow, and then people start walking across the cocaine, and it transitions into like a snowy scene.
Oh, damn.
And I was like,
that's hard as fuck.
Yeah, but yeah, I will say the best thing about Severance is that everything is intentional.
Yeah,
like everything is done with purpose. There's no missteps. There have been a couple plot holes. There aren't any that come to mind right now, but there have been like a couple of things where it's like
we've lingered on it, being like, "What is this?"
Yeah, like Helly
there's a good still answer.
Yeah,
I wouldn't really call it plot hole. It's more of like, will we ever get an answer to it? If not, I'll be kind of
like the man in the hallway in that one in the first episode of season 1. Also, season two. My bad. Also,
that could have been one of the copies though.
Maybe. Also, at the end of the like first episode, I was rewatching it, and it always made me think like. Mark almost hits Helena.
Oh yeah,
whenever she's coming out, and it's like usually like it's portrayed as if like she's chauffeured around and this and that. Now maybe it's just because it was her first day or whatever, but like she has her own car and this and that, and it's just like it's odd to me because even whenever she's like coming out of the break room, she like still has to like drive herself home.
I think they purposely don't have her be chauffeured because I think remember when they're all exited. Like staggered 5 to 15 minutes or something
like that.
So it's like it would look suspicious if there was like you went out before Helly and it's just like why is there a chauffeur here?
It makes sense.
I mean, granted, she wouldn't know. They wouldn't know.
Yeah, they wouldn't know, but you would still be like You would see it as you're leaving. Like, oh, there's somebody important.
Yeah, I could see,
Yeah.
especially like because they kind of made it seem like I'm tripping. Don't they live like really close to the fucking?
They don't.
the
They
building?
don't. They don't seem to live far.
They don't.
I
They live pretty
fucking
close.
always thought that like she lives in there or something because
It's like behind it.
No,
No, it's
no,
by the water.
They,
Yeah.
live, they live behind the water tower that we see in the last episode because we keep getting this shot of the water tower and then Lumen, and then we got a shot of the water tower and then a different spot, and it's like, oh, this is the other side of the tower.
yeah. So it's just like, damn, bro. It's like, I don't know. That shit always bugged me because afterwards, like, they just didn't give a fuck, and I was like, okay, well, I guess.
I mean, it could
is
have also been like a pilot thing if they were just
Yeah.
doing a pilot. You know what I'm saying? How like
Yeah.
certain shit is just different than like the regular, like the rest of the show. Maybe, but the one that it's not really a plot hole, but I said in the review. But what's up with Irving's dog? Why didn't he bark at nobody?
No, they solved that. They solved that. The next
what
episode,
happened?
when Bird is in the house, the dog doesn't bark at him either. The dog is just chill like that. Radar is just a chill dog. That's what I was telling you on the phone when we were talking.
Maybe.
I was just
Still,
like, they purposely show.
Unless he's deaf.
They purposely show as a second person comes into the house, Radar is chilling with that person, not barking at them.
And he's,
Radar
like,
is not a
looking-
guard dog. Radar
Nah.
is not a guard dog.
Yeah. Still though, man, I feel like a quick shot of Radar just looking at fucking Drummond would have
That would have been more than enough for because that would have justified everybody to at least been like, at least Radar thinks this is weird because there is a dog home. Because I would love to think that if someone random walked into my house, my cats would at least be like,
what are you doing here?
yeah. Even if they don't stop the guy, I would love to hope, and I kind of feel like I would have liked to see that in Severance.
Yeah.
I
Like I
wanted
said,
to
unless he's disabled, he could be a deaf dog. They haven't really introduced no shit like that.
Yeah, the name is Radar. That make
Well, he does have to speak. It's just for whatever reason he doesn't speak whenever there's like opposition around. He's just like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's really the only thing I could think of, man. Other than that, the show's been fucking killing it.
Yeah.
I don't want them to get rid of Irving without telling us.
Oh yeah, I agree. I brought that up in my review. I was like, man, I'll be very disappointed if that was the end of his character. I don't think it is though.
I need to know who he was talking to on the payphone, or at least give a sprinkling of an idea so we can at least fill in our own blank.
Yeah.
Because we can't fill in any blank except for Ragavi.
Also,
And I don't know if that's fucking true. But sending this guy off without telling us why the fuck he was painting the exports hall? What? Like, why was he?
Oh,
not
yeah,
that,
yeah,
why was
the-
he
the
painting that
testing floor
The
and shit?
testing floor hallway. Why was he painting that? Why didn't they tell us that?
Constantly.
yeah. Also, he's got to be definitely like partially reintegrated because of like
Yeah.
the last episode he appears in, he's like telling Bert, "I'm ready." And
I don't know if he's partially reintegrated, but I do think that the chips aren't perfect. I do think that him listening to the loud fucking music, not going to sleep, and painting that over and over was specifically to get through the chip, and I do think it was working.
yeah.
Also, him drinking like coffee constantly.
Yeah.
In his Audi, just kind of like, or his Indy,
But also,
go to sleep.
it like disabling disabling the chip would make some sense, but at the same time, wouldn't that
I wouldn't say it disables the chip. I'm saying the chip's just not catching it all. I mean, like, that's the same reason why bro screams fuck when Gemma doesn't, like, when she does, she's not immediately like, oh, I shouldn't trust this guy.
Yeah.
There's a person on the mic being like, don't trust that guy. That's not a good guy. Don't do that guy's covered in blood.
Yeah.
And Gemma's still like, I trust that guy.
Does love
Yeah.
transcend Severance? Shout out to Dylan.
And I do think that's what the show's been telling us. I do think that's what the show's been like hinting at the entire time of like,
Also, look at Mark and Helena flirting like nothing. My boy was spitting game real quick, man. He was talking about being the dad
That is
real
true.
quick. They were flirting like their chemistry was like
Immediate.
on point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
immediate.
she fucked it up
Immediate.
by fucking naming.
she
his-
shouldn't have
She
fucked
name
up
dropped his
that
wife.
name.
I was like, man,
Because imagine that version of the show where she swoops in and completely makes him.
Forget about this shit. He ain't even worried about it. Although it would be weird because Ragabi's at his house, but
No. She's gonna the moment he.
go to my house.
Yeah,
Rich.
yeah. The moment he thinks he's going back home, that's not happening. He's taking a ride with her.
yeah, man,
Interesting. That would have been very, very interesting.
it's definitely an interesting show for sure. I mean, like, I've never had a show make me think of this much. The most I've thought since it's the most I've thought since Tenet, to be honest.
Damn,
See,
bro.
this is why I'm excited to show you guys some ARGs and some analog horrors, just to see just some stuff that's gonna make you guys consistently think. But it's also a community of people thinking, so there's so much stuff that you can just look into. But there's some quality stuff I want to show you guys.
Man,
Sleepy over here.
yeah, no, I'm ready to wrap this up, man. This has been a great experience.
We spent a lot of time talking about politics, man. Well, what the fuck? I kind of want to go back to like before we wrap things up. Where does it go from here? What's going on? Like predictions for season 3.
Man, what are you thinking?
That shit is crazy. I think you might be like right in front of my camera.
Especially that sounded crazy.
Yeah, it did sound fucking insane. But I think you definitely got to bring Irving back some way, whether it be in the outsides of Kier and yada yada.
I think it's safe to say we see Irving again.
Gemma,
I can't imagine.
Gemma exposes Lumen. That's a guarantee. Like this is
the process.
Yeah, that we need to at least be in those processes.
Yeah.
And by the time season 3 is over, we need to be like in the throes of that shit.
Now, as for how long any Mark and Helly, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, they could probably stay a couple days there. I wouldn't be surprised if they stayed.
It's possible. It's possible for them to stay
Maybe
a couple
they just
days.
send them home.
But it's also not impossible for Lumen to like try to get the building flushed, like get everybody fucking out of there if they really wanted to. I think they could have.
Like,
there's a dead body there.
Realistically, they're fucking rich as fuck, man.
Yeah.
And
although they're keeping people dead, right?
No, I think it's one now.
Oh wait, one person dead, one person missing. Who they kidnapped first?
I mean, Milchick's kind of kidnapped right now.
Oh yeah, he's being held up. How do you even go to the next season?
Yeah,
with that happening.
Like there's certain things. I don't even know what the fuck they're gonna open it up with, man. It might be
like
Gemma
it's gonna focus on Gemma, and then she gets with, like I said in the review, where she's gonna be with Devin and Cobell. Yeah. I think that's if I had a bet on it, I feel like that'd be the safest bet. Yeah, is it opens with Gemma like leaving or her like still like Mark. Yeah, and she turns around and is kind of like navigating where the fuck she's supposed to go, or. Because I can't imagine she gets caught up again, like I said in the review. That'd be fucking horrible. I would not want that. That would suck.
The biggest thing is like maybe, like, because I think the third season is gonna focus on Gemma trying to save Mark. Now this might be before she goes and like exposes Lumen, or it might be afterwards. But she's definitely gonna be trying to save Mark. Now, if she utilizes the help of Miss Cobell, maybe like they can find Milchick. Like they send Cobell in, she finds Milchick, and.
I don't think Cobell's going to that building, bro.
I don't think she. I don't think she should.
She should probably get killed.
Yeah, I don't think she should go back.
You know,
they were ready to cap her ass right then.
They were saying Helena's driver was the reason why, like, Cobell was like very off was because that's the same thing Bert was a long time ago.
That exactly. It was like.
That's why I was like, he's a driver. He's a driver. He'll take her place and just fucking cap her ass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he technically has an any in him as well. So. I don't know, man. I don't know where the fuck this third season goes. I can't really tell you.
They could hit us with the cold water immediately. The show starts. They're running down the hallway. Fucking, they're looking at each other, Google eyes, like, damn, we're running right now. Switch. And yeah, turn it off. Turn it off. It's just fucking normal Mark and fucking Helena. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, he's like, didn't I just see you at dinner, bitch?
Well, Mark will be like, holy fuck, did she escape?
Yeah, because Mark is gonna know. He's gonna pop up and be like, where's Gemma? Yeah. He's gonna have a mission.
But the thing is, he's not gonna know where to go. He
doesn't know where to go. Yeah.
He's not gonna know where to go.
Also, and they made turns. They were running. Their ass is running. If he gets turned back on,
bro.
Yeah, I can see James Egan turning that shit off.
Well, not even that. I could see James Egan turning it off, and then Audi Marcus being like, I have to go. And he's looking for the exit, and he's just
lost for like a whole 2 days.
Low key, kind of like what the fuck season 2 was, where he's just running through the halls lost.
Mm-hmm. That'd be badass, man.
And then Helena's probably like, Mark, wait, or some stupid shit like that.
She's like chasing him and shit. She thinks.
I don't know if she'd chase him.
She thinks it's any Mark. It's not.
You think she'd chase him?
Do you think she knows those hallways? That's the only way she could chase him.
She might. She was there for a couple days.
She might know the hallways, but something tells me she ain't gonna navigate them. She ain't gonna hit him the way fucking what
do you think though? You think did she even know about the goats in, or that was like she just faking the fun? Because she met the goat room when she was Helena.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if most of Helena's experiences were given to her, as in like, oh, they were told, like somebody took notes or cameras or microphones, as in like whatever she went through for. Or it's like,
she didn't go in there blind, you don't think?
Yeah, I don't think she went in there blind.
I mean, she was looking at footage.
Yeah, so I don't think she could have gone in there.
She was looking at footage of like their relationship.
But also, as soon as she comes out, Mark's there to like guide her to the room. Yeah, whenever she's like technically kind coming back for season 2.
Because she's not. I don't think she's the one doing the guiding at all.
No, it's interesting to say.
All right, real quick, I'm just gonna reset this shit real quick. You guys keep talking.
But
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's an interesting topic to definitely have.
I'm excited for season 3. I guess the one thing the show has done for me consistently is set up big questions and then have subtle answers. And sometimes big answers. But I always feel like the answers are slightly more, we could have guessed that. Because, again, that's not a bad thing to think the show led us there. But they're slightly more like, than I want them to be. And I don't want that in season 3. Like, I think the one thing that really saved the Cobell episode was finding out she made Severance. I think that
was
alone,
a big reveal.
I think that alone.
That was a huge reveal, actually. Yeah,
that alone
she was
gave
the
that
creator
episode
of
a whole point for me.
Or of the fucking chip.
Yeah, there's also a chance that it's gonna sound bad, but there's also a chance that Mark is Cobell's kid, which I don't think is true. I don't think it's true, but
I care for you.
She keeps insinuating this shit. And I'm just like,
I just think it's a lifelong project kind of thing. Where
I think she's more interested on like how it works with this guy.
Yeah, and like the fact
she's more concerned about that. I wouldn't want her to be his kid.
I don't want it to be that either, but at the same time, it's like
because it's not an
you have to make
infatuation.
this pay off in an interesting way.
But that's it though. What the fuck? What's the problem with that?
That's the payoff because if you watch the show, it's not an infatuation with Mark. It's never been an infatuation with Mark specifically.
It's a chip.
It's with the chip. It's with his interactions with Gemma. Where the scene where she puts the tree in the room and the candle, and she's like, "It's not
man. They don't remember."
Yeah, it's like they don't remember. And Milchek walks through, and he's like, "That's a good thing."
Yeah,
and it's just like that's her focus. She's not focused on Mark specifically.
Also, I was watching people's reaction to it, but whenever she's doing like the fucking nursery shit with Devin,
yeah,
oh my god,
she's asking Devin questions like, does he ever say that he sees people? Does he ever? You know what I'm saying? She's asking these like, she's asking her these questions.
Yeah,
like,
insinuating about Gemma. I know what you're talking about.
Not even, or does he ever see her? Or some
yeah,
shit
does
like
he ever
that?
see her?
That's her focus on. I don't think there's nothing to do with her and her kid. I honestly thought she wanted to get in Mark's past.
Mark is a hands-on experiment that she gets to see of her brainchild, of her.
And she gets to take home because she sees him when she's at home because she was his neighbor.
She gets to watch it happen. She sets herself up as his neighbor. She gets to see this guy wallow in pity, come across the street, ask him a question.
Yeah,
you doing better after your wife fucking died after she mysteriously.
You know, it's also insinuated that James Egan like fucked Miss Cobell.
What is it?
It's insinuated quite a bit that like because she knows about the birthing camps. How the fuck would she know that?
Well, but it would just be because James Egan probably wasn't hiding the fact that he was sleeping with women, and since he has a company that can, like,
I feel like she'd know about that. She's pretty obsessed with Lumen.
She's the Severance person. There's a birthing camp that is all running on Severance
for severed people.
She's there. Like, also she would be there. She would know. There's no shit happening with the power she has in Lumen or had once we realized, once she created Severance, that's why she had this entire building to herself. That's why she had that entire floor to herself. She wasn't just like, she did earn herself, but she didn't just like, I was like some random woman who fucking worked my way here. I'm a part of this shit. I knew the Egans. I made this thing. I am over this. She's also apparently smart as fuck. So it's just like,
yeah,
I'm not surprised. Like, none of these things feel weird to me, but I don't know if they were insinuating that they fucked. I think they're just insinuating, this guy is sleeping with women and they're getting and for some reason they have to be severed. And then like we find out later on, he's just like, I didn't really like Helena very much. I was really trying to get a better heir. I literally started sleeping with other women trying to get a better heir, and like I still have to land on her. But you, I don't know.
What do you think about that though? Why the fuck is Helena not a bastard, and Helena is like he claims her?
I think she's just the best. She was probably the best. If she was worse, it would have been someone else.
And where's her mom at? That's a real question.
Yeah, she doesn't remember who her mom is unless Cobell is her mom, but at the same time, it's like
the age gap. I don't think would work.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
I mean, Helena's what, 27?
Yeah, they said she was like 27 or some shit like that.
It might work because Cobell's only like in her fucking.
I feel like
she's in like her.
I feel like
people.
I feel like Cobell would have been like, nah.
Cobell, what, 27 years? Because she's
She
like
would
in
have
her
had some
mid-50s.
kind of empathy towards Helly or Helena.
Yeah, that would have been. I think they would have hinted at it
Something,
more.
bro. There's no. I don't think so. I just can't. Plus, she's a redhead. What the fuck?
What
Well,
color
Miss
was
Cobell's hair is
Cobell's?
white.
I'm gonna say,
I
what
don't
color
know.
was Miss Cobell's hair?
It was blonde.
Yeah, it looks like brownish or
It,
blondish.
I feel like her hair was probably brown or blonde, but it wouldn't have been. I wouldn't like it, but
I wouldn't like it.
It wouldn't be bad. They could have
I
been
feel
like,
what kind of small world is this?
yeah. But again, it's not that small. Knowing that again, Kiera Egan took her product from a little girl. Obviously, like these people knew each other. She was fucking.
Yeah, but I just feel like Cobell would have said something, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
She would have said something, especially towards Helena or Helly when she's like, "It is you," when she's gonna fucking drop the bomb at the press conference.
You know, isn't it insinuated as well that she has been severed before?
Cobell?
Yeah, that Cobell's been severed.
I don't.
Because she has a necklace like with the chip.
I was
Unless it's Petey's chip. But
I was
don't
assuming
know.
that was a chip that she knew, like of somebody she knew, or was that not the one that she took out of Homeboy's head?
Because unless the only other thing I can think of is like she used to be severed, and when James fucked her, that was her innie.
Wait, who would have put in her chip?
Exactly.
Probably Ragabi still, no?
Maybe.
But when?
But
Though?
that
That's what I'm
means-
saying, at what age?
that-
Because this shit's been around for like more than 20 years,
I'm about to
technically.
say,
It's been around since she was, what, 14, 13? Something like that.
Mm,
So the timeline would make sense if they decided to do that.
I wouldn't want that. I feel like it's a little silly.
I don't know. I don't know if we need it, but if we did it, I would want if let's say we give Cobell an innie, that character needs to do something that only Cobell's innie could do. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want them to bring that character in and be like, here's Cobell's innie. I need this character. Like we're talking about all the shots of the show are intentional. This character cannot be like, this is cool, huh?
Yeah.
This character needs to do something.
Also, she hasn't turned in any fucking severed thing. Not the severed floor, not the fucking cabin.
Well,
She's never switched.
They're saying that like she has her chip on her. It's on her necklace.
That she's not. She was severed.
I thought they.
That was my mic.
Okay.
That wasn't yours, I think.
I'll say I thought they you can't remove the chip while you're alive. Can you not? I thought you could not remove the chip while you're alive.
I think there's also, and I think maybe in the earlier models you could have.
I don't know though.
Also, it's insinuated that Bert has had 2 different chips as well. So it's like,
well, it wouldn't be 2 different chips. It'd be his chip was refined multiple times.
I like how they did with Gemma.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's crazy.
But then again, Cobell's the one to like figure it out if you can or cannot remove it. Like they also thought reintegration wasn't possible, but
Don't
obviously
even bring that fucking. Don't even say
I
that
actually,
word.
you know what? Hold on. I know the conversation's going on long, but I do want to talk about reintegration. I do because I do
get it on that.
Fool, you're in.
I do think that was a very interesting thing that we all kind of a little bit got blue balled on.
Yeah,
because. Like, come on, we got to see Edie do it, and I was just like, wow, this looks horrible. I don't know what this nigga's going through. And now, we
died, literally.
Yeah. But this looks horrible, but...
I need tokens.
But I will say, the end result of possibly having these 2 people be one guy, that's probably a good... I can see this being very cool and useful for the show, or at least us doing something interesting with it. And the fact that they pussyfooted around with it for... a whole nother season. They say he started off the show getting almost reintegrated. You know, we do it pretty quickly. Yeah, we get Ragabi in the mix. He's like, Gemma's alive. Let's get you reintegrated. We started getting reintegrated.
He's trying to burn memories in his eyeballs and shit.
Bro, she randomly appears while he's doing that.
That's a plot hole right there. How the fuck does she know?
Where? No, that's her second time finding him. She did the same thing in season 1. I'm pretty sure she did the same thing in season 1.
In season 1, he gets Petey's phone and he calls her and she's like, meet me up here. True. It made more sense.
I think she does she not run up on Mark at a different part on season 1 after everything has happened, like after what's his face is killed?
No.
I gotta think about it.
She doesn't.
Maybe
she does in the second season.
I think the only time after he dies, nah, dude, because there's no time.
Yeah, there's no time.
Because he dies in the beginning of Defiant Jazz. And then it's the last 2 episodes of season 1.
Yeah.
There's no time. But I will say this. Fuck, dude, I think I lost it.
Wait, was it reintegration?
Nah, it was something more of like, Jesus Christ, dude. I can't believe I'm blanking on this shit.
You had it, man. You fucking had it.
Y'all keep talking.
I did that earlier. But with the reintegration, if we don't do anything with this next season, because the show really feel like they tried to push us away from it.
Yeah.
Even at the end, where like any Mark's like, that shit sounds fake as fuck. I don't know if I like any of that, and I don't know if you're actually even gonna go through with it. And then like he's listening to the recording, and then Devin's like,
I might have lost it, dog.
And Devin's like, yeah, he's right. It's just like, so
he's not wrong, is he? Or
yeah, it's just like, so wait, they weren't gonna go through with it. You weren't gonna continue, and obviously Devin wouldn't have wanted that. But it's just like,
low-key Devin fucking fucked it all up, man. To be honest,
she should have called Mark. He shouldn't have hit his head that hard at all. But
you don't think he still would have passed out?
I think he would have passed out.
He would have passed out, but maybe
Ragabi would have been downstairs.
I think when he woke up, he might have been both of them, like officially, but because he hit his head.
Yeah, like something could have happened, but it's just like we got bro hitting his head. They're trying to push it to the side. We got them talking to We got them talking to the camera, and it's just like, okay, cool. If they would have reintegrated, we couldn't have gotten that cool shot of them doing that. But even at the very last episode, we didn't get a hint of like fucking any Mark running. I don't know. Why didn't we?
Also,
why didn't
realistically, wouldn't his chip weaken and like that stressful ass situation would fuck up the chip?
Oh, I found it. Sorry.
Okay.
Real quick. Dude, Ragabi, because I've been watching people's reactions to this shit, especially this season 1. Dude, Ragabi says something very interesting where she's basically insinuating that like she knows shit about his innie self. She's like, your innie self and your outer self are like closer than you think. Mm-hmm. You are like seeking the same kind of answers. How the fuck did she know that?
But that could just, what if she's insinuating that your innie and outie self are just that core of similar people?
Well, she's just like saying it objectively.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd like to imagine that, or
but it really could
she
be
somehow
the
like
way.
has a way to like monitor these people.
Yeah,
because that would give
but
credence to like why she found them like randomly at the fucking
True.
where the fuck burning stuff in the eyes and shit.
True, because it's like if she's one of the people who's putting chips in their head, she could probably be one of the people to see.
She could probably track it somehow.
Yeah, see where these people are,
even if it's like a bootleg way.
I feel like that's just very convenient, though. Like
I heard finding out of nowhere is convenient.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm referring to. That shit is convenient as fuck.
I don't think they expected anybody to feel any kind of way about that. I think they thought we were just gonna roll with the punches.
I mean, I don't give a fuck.
That good?
It didn't change how I felt about the second season.
It just made me more suspicious of her.
Yeah, it's a bit of a like.
What was that? Like, what was that?
I have no idea.
Also, her kind of pushing Mark very quickly to be like, "You have to do this. We have to do this." Like,
yeah,
but I guess
he's like, "Get this shit off me."
Before we start wrapping things up,
yeah,
would you want them to fully go through with reintegration next season, or would you want them to throw it away?
Not through Mark. I think through Irving. Like if we get like if that's how they bring him back, that'd be interesting.
What would even happen to that guy? What would happen to that guy's character? His innie and outie are so different.
Because he has like
that's a good point.
He has nothing holding him back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he's not gonna have a fucking what's her face pull up on him and be like, "Yo, what's going on?"
At most, his feelings for Bert were only increased.
He actually might. I think you figured it out, bro.
Yeah.
He's the one to do this shit 1st. And then slowly, and I don't know how long they're gonna take the show, but like, I think by the end of it, we'll see Mark reintegrated.
Yeah,
the end of the series. I'm saying, not even the fucking season.
I would hope not. I would really want it. I would want to see it before then, because why did they? There's no way they showed me in season 1.
I think we're getting the innie outie war, where it's kind of like they're butting heads and shit.
War.
But then reintegration should have gotten brought up by Ragabi towards the end of this season, and not where we got it.
And not to harp on the old point, but if you're outie Mark, you ain't really got no beef with any Mark.
Not really, none
at all. He did everything y'all asked him
at that point. Yeah,
he freed your girl. Your girl's free because of him.
Honestly, from your perspective, that guy is 100% goated.
He's cool.
He's doing all of your grunt. He does all your grunt work, and then when you asked him to sacrifice his life to help you, he did it. So it's just
that's what I'm saying. Like over the week and a half that I was like thinking about it, I'm like, he might not even have long to spend with Helly.
Yeah.
So the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, that makes sense that he would want to like.
He's gonna stay
go
there
and spend time and just chill.
He's
there.
not gonna be there for long.
Yeah.
Once he switches back,
they're for sure gonna flip. They're gonna switch him like almost immediately. I'd say.
So it's like he spends the rest of his time with her,
just to like organize shit, or just to like, I don't know, just to like.
Or do they arrest
them
Mark
or some shit?
For the death of what's his name?
Dude, now I thought about that.
That'd be terrible.
I thought about that. What if they try to
Try to throw the body on him?
Like,
I don't know. I don't think so.
Like, they're attacking, like, they're like, look at this Gemma thing. But they're like, but this guy just killed. We got video of Mark killing this guy in the elevator, bro. He just killed that guy. He just killed that fucking guy.
That'd be crazy.
I know we keep saying this, but like before we leave, was there a car crash?
See, that's one of the things.
Was there a car crash?
Did she do this willingly,
important?
bro?
Is that important? Actually, no.
She
I think it's
pretty. She seemed pretty willing in her like regular self.
I don't know if it was willing. I think it was like you're the same way as an Audi. You're just there. You're just there.
And we got many options, maybe.
I mean, like, cause like, apparently, like look at the way Helly was when she first got there. She didn't like it. She still don't like it. And it's like I wouldn't be surprised if Dylan was the same way, if Mark was the same way.
Yeah,
they probably all were.
But it's all like, it's also, what did they promise her to get her in there?
I don't,
you know what I mean?
I would imagine it would have been that. It was like we can give you.
My girl Helly got a child in there. I already know why she pregnant.
Yeah, she's pregnant as fuck.
I don't know. She
done
could
been
be
fucked twice.
But we are seeing this baby imagery. That's other shit where I'm like, why did we get that? Why did we?
He's
get
like orgasming while refining the data. It's like crazy.
I think Helly's pregnant.
I think that's a hard picture.
That's a hard picture. I kind of want the commission. But Helly's for sure, I think, pregnant, bro. That has to come around in some way.
There's a baby. There has to be a baby plot.
There's some kind of baby element in this.
Unless the babies were just referring to the birthing retreat, and that was it. And that would be shitty. But it's just like, it was just because we had the birthing retreat come back, so we put babies in.
I feel like that'll be the thing where like Audi Mark is finally Audi Mark, and he's like, all right, I'm leaving. I'm never coming back. And then like that's the one thing that ties him back to Lumen is the fact that Helly's pregnant or some shit
with his child.
What if
that would be pretty cool?
What if they revert back? They're running down the hall. They flip the switch. He's trying to find Gemma, and then Helena drops the news on him.
I'm pregnant.
Yeah,
I'm pregnant, Mark.
Mark's will be like, "What are you talking about?"
He's gonna be like, "What they gotta do with me?"
I don't know.
What they gotta do with me, bitch?
Oh my god!
He's like, I didn't fuck you.
Yeah, and he hit me from multiple.
I'm really
positions.
craving some milk and a cigarette. Let me go to the corner store real quick.
It's crazy, bro.
I saw the theory of
milk and a cigarette. Goddamn.
I saw the theory of Helena being pregnant with twins and having it where, because you know how a person with twins can have their egg fertilized technically by two different people if they drop two eggs.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
They're saying like, oh, what if she dropped two eggs and one is
Any Mark? Oh, the battery died, bro.
Yeah.
We'll just go audio.
Go audio.
But like one would be like one under Helena and one would be like one under.
Also,
Helly.
it would mirror like Kier and Dieter or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But I think that was like I don't think that was real. I think Dieter was supposed to be his like
that's such a weird story.
his like inner demons or some shit. I think that's what it was supposed
the
to
only thing that makes me doubt how real or fake Dieter was there being other places named after Dieter. Even though they never brought up that was Kier's brother. They're like, yeah, that guy, that name you've seen before, that guy's.
Yeah, that was like his twin or whatever.
It was just like, why didn't no one know this until you? Like,
yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Also, why was he a deviant? Why was he a freak?
Yeah, why was he like a freaky ass motherfucker?
But
All right.
I think we should start rapping.
Yeah, I think we should start
wrap it up,
before
guys.
this time.